Hello everyone, welcome to NEET Login. Happy to see you in this video. Today's topic is the last chapter of human physiology. I hope everyone enjoyed this human physiology unit because in order to know how your systems are functioning and how it made the human being to effectively run their systems. And here the today's topic is the chemical control and coordination. Obviously, we'll get the doubt, what's the necessity of the evolution of this system, though besides neural systems, evolution already seen from the beginning of the evolution of animals other than the poriferans. Why? Let me discuss. If you talk about the neural control and coordination, guys, here it is, though they have point-to-point coordination or the regulation, here it is, but they cannot stimulate each and every cell of the body. If you discuss about one of the example as a skeletal muscle, either it can stimulate a muscle or a fraction of muscle, but not each and every cell of it. So, as it cannot regulate and it cannot innervate the neural system, each and every cell, but there is a need of to monitor the each and every cell's function. Every cell is need to be monitored how it's functioning. It's to be every time it's to be regulated. It's a ever task like what we used to say every time. So in order to regulate the functioning of each and every cell of our body, endocrine system is evolved. Let's have a brief account, the comparison between the neural system and the chemical control and coordinating system. The neural system's mode of communication and whom it communicate. You know well, the neurons are going to innervate the muscles, the glands or the other neurons. I mean, they're going to communicate with other neurons. And the mode of communication in the neural system is either electrical, in the case of electrical synapses, directly through the electrical flow of the current of ions. Whereas in the case of the either chemicals too, with the help of neurotransmitters. Whereas if you talk about the case of endocrine system, the mode of communication is by chemicals alone. In the neural system, it is by both the electrical and the chemical. And what are the transmitters? I mean, which are the mediators by which it can transmit its information? In the neural system, they are the chemicals, the neurotransmitters, whereas in the case of endocrine system, it is hormones. Whatever the stimulus brought by the neural tissue, it's going to be last for a brief time. I think it's very faster, I hope you know well. For example, like it is going to coordinate, it is going to send the information is as faster as like 100 meter per second. Very faster, and it can stay for a brief account of time. But whereas endocrine system, it is a bit slower. And it may last for even a seconds or hours or days, but it is somewhat long lasting. I mean, it lasts for a duration of time is longer. But whereas neural system coordination and control is a very short and brief time, but it's a faster, no doubt in that. So this is the reason why the evolution of endocrine system had taken place. That too, if you compare with the invertebrates, in the vertebrates, the evolution is a very highly evolved this endocrine system to monitor each and every cells of our body. And so by this you come to know it's very clear that the neural tissue and the endocrine system, I mean the neural system and the endocrine system are the two controlling and coordinating systems of our body. So together we can call it as a neuroendocrine system. And the science which deals with the study of the glands and its function, its physiology and also its disorders and its treatment, endocrinology. Obviously, the endocrinologist is the specialist who deals with this endocrinology. And Thomas Edison is a great personality. We want to focus him before we are going to step into this endocrine system. He is considered to be the father of endocrinology. Let's discuss what's this and how these chemicals, the hormones will work. Because you know, the hormones are the one which are the chemicals of the endocrine glands by which it control and coordinate. Let's focus on this. Endocrine glands and hormones. Actually, what are endocrine glands? Endo, within, crine, secretion. These are, these are referred as a ductless glands actually. They don't have ducts in order to pour their secretions. They are going to pour, they are going to secrete, they are going to release their secretions in and around their location. I mean into the blood and the cellular fluids. And these endocrine glands, actually speaking, what they secrete hormones. What does actually the hormone mean? Hormone is the word taken from the meaning called as harmasin, to excite. And the first hormone to be discovered for the first time is the secretin hormone, which is secreted by the duodenum of the gut. What is the definition of the hormone? These are the non-nutrient substances. They are the non-nutrient substances which acts like a intercellular messengers. In one word, you can call the hormones as a chemical messengers. They'll give the message to one cell to the other, in between. They'll act like a messenger in between the two cells. Because as I said, endocrine system need to regulate for efficient functioning of an organism each and every cell of our body. So, what is the definition of hormone again? It is a non-nutrient substances. They are not the nutrient, they are the non-nutrient substances which acts as a intercellular messengers and which are produced in a trace amounts. They are not produced in a bulk. They are produced in a trace amounts. Very little amount of hormone is secreted. And these hormones generally, as I said, they are going to act from very far away from the targeted tissues. Means they are not going to work. Usually, they are not going to work near the site of their secretion. They are going to work on the case of very far away from their secretion. And as I said, the secretin is the first hormone to be discovered. And not only this new definition of hormone, whatever I said right now, not only the hormones and the new molecules, this new definition is going to say that the new molecules and the hormones which are secreted by the endocrine glands are going to coordinate in a better way. And already I said that in case of invertebrates, if you talk about the cockroach, their brain, their supraesophageal ganglia, the cerebral ganglia, the brain itself is also called as sensory and endocrine part. It also secretes hormones, but the hormones secreted by the invertebrates are a very less amount, less number of hormones, only a few. But whereas in the case of vertebrates, majority of hormones are secreted in order to control and coordinate. Let's discuss about the endocrine system in case of human being. Human endocrine system. The endocrine glands and hormones produced by the various diffuse tissues or cells are located in the different parts of the body. All these endocrine glands of different parts of the body together will call it as an endocrine system of the human being. As we said, the hormones secreted by them anyway, they are going to work on the very far away from the site of their production. Let's have a glance look of the different glands of our body. The pituitary gland, the thyroid gland, parathyroid, pineal, the thymus gland and adrenal gland. Apart from this, even the gonads of the males and the females, the ovaries of the females and the testes of the males also secrete the hormones in order to regulate their functioning. And besides this, even other organs also secrete the hormones. For example, as I said, secretin is the first hormone to be discovered. This is the hormone secreted by the duodenum. So the gastrointestinal tract also secretes some of the hormones. Though their primary function, the gastrointestinal tract, the alimentary canals function primarily is associated with the digestion and absorption, but it too secretes some of the hormones helpful for the controlling and the regulation of the digestive tract. So not only the gastrointestinal tract, even the liver, the heart and the kidneys also secrete the hormones. So all these together we are going to discuss. Apart from this, for your kind information, as already we discussed in the neural control and coordination, the hypothalamus, which is a part of the brain, the part of the forebrain, even that too secretes some of the hormones, which we call it as a neurosecretory cells of hypothalamus secrete some hormones in order to regulate the body functions. Let's have a detailed account of this one by one.